So with that was my introduction to Larry Elder. That was my introduction with Larry Elder. So him being on the Breakfast Club, I'm already kind of knowing his stance and this and that shit. So the Breakfast Club is really just on this nigga. Like, they just on him. And the part I want to get to, let me see if I can find it right quick. Whoops.
I know you probably got to go. Have you ever heard of the term nigga wake-up call?
No.
It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded rather brutally by an unexpected act of racism. Have you ever had any of those?
Oh, brother.
I'm just asking. You think you've ever
Well,
had
I'm acutely aware, Charlamagne, that I'm a black person, just as you are a black person. And when Joe Biden insulted you by saying, you ain't really black, we don't know whether or not you want to vote for me or vote for Donald Trump, it seems to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part. How dare this guy come in here and insult you, a black man, and tell you got to think a certain kind of way? I'm amazed that you weren't mad about that.
I'm not gonna say it upset me, just like I'm not letting you upset me. You know what I mean? I don't tend to get upset over things like
well,
that. But what I did say,
well, you just not talk about a nigga wake-up call, and it seemed to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part to have a white guy come in here who also said, by the way, about Mitt Romney, because he didn't want to put more regulations on Wall Street, going to put y'all back in chains. And Joe Biden has lied for decades about his civil rights record, claiming that he desegregated movie theaters and restaurants in Wilmington, Delaware, when he didn't do any of that. He lied and said that he tried to visit Nelson Mandela during apartheid South Africa. He did not. And he came in here and told you aren't even black unless you think a certain kind of way. It seemed to me that should have been a nigga wake-up call for you, but it wasn't, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, no, for the record, I'm not a Democrat or Republican.
I didn't say you were.
Yeah, I think both.
I don't know what you are. I never even asked you about your party affiliation. Yeah, I'm just saying, but you are black. And to have a white guy come in here and tell you have to think a certain kind of way, otherwise you, quote, ain't black. Wow.
How should I have replied to him, you think?
What I just now said, how dare you insult me and tell me I think as a human being, let alone as a black person? I don't.
That part. So, am I recording? Yeah, I'm still recording. Okay, my fault. But anyways, that was a part of watching this interview, and this was probably about 40 minutes into the interview or so. But when they got to that part, I really was like, man, talk to these niggas, Larry. And again, I don't give a fuck about this nigga Larry Elder. Like I said, my introduction to him, I was thinking like, yo, bro, like, what the fuck, bro, really on this and that shit, you know what I mean? But again, how the interview was going, the whole entire interview, like, it just really felt like a hit piece, you know what I'm saying? So when he brought that part up, I was just like, yo, and that's the real, because in this day and age, we love to hate on the internet. We love to front like we care about it. Like I said on that one pot, like, we love to care about shit we don't give a fuck about. Like, that's just what it is. So I ain't never cared about no cancel culture. I don't be caring about shit for real. But if there's one person that I pulled my card out to say, well, you know what? I hate this motherfucker. It's Joe Biden. And it's for that very thing. That shit had me so hot. I couldn't believe that shit. Who do you think you are? You, Joe Biden. Of all white people, I don't know what white person, honestly, got the credibility or the cachet to get on a black ass platform like the Breakfast Club and say some shit like that. I don't think it's anybody. But of all people, Joe Biden, you thought you could say that? Like, who made him so comfortable? What type of comfortability did he really have in that studio to think, I'm fitting to say this? This is what I'm going to say to connect to black folk. This the kind of shit that, like, the mind games right there. He trying to play some Jedi shit. And again, I'm not mad at niggas voting for, like, niggas want to vote for Trump. Niggas want to vote for Joe Biden. I voted for Ye. I voted for Ye. So I was like, miss me with all the bullshit to begin with. I'm voting for Ye. You think you gonna really get up there on a black platform and tell black folk how we should think? And if we don't think a certain way, we ain't. Who the fuck do you think you are? I couldn't believe Charlemagne let him get that shit off. Charlemagne talking about some, well, I ain't gonna let him upset me just like I'm not letting you upset me and all. Like, nigga, of course you not letting Larry Elder upset you. Because from the moment he walked in, your mind was already made, and that's cool. Y'all see shit different. But in my opinion, I just really felt like, especially for Charlamagne, I just felt like he really could have been, I expected him to be a little more unbiased, a little more fair in the way he went about that interview. You know what I'm saying? And for Larry to bring that up, and the only thing Charlamagne ended up saying, it was at the end of the clip, I could have played it, but he was just saying, yeah, the only thing I was really thinking about was, you know, what are you going to do for black people, and are you going to atone for the shit that you've done to black people in your past? Nigga, with him saying some shit like that, does it sound like he finna atone? Does that sound like the type of white nigga that's just gonna really feel like, oh, let me just kind of do right by black folk because I was tripping back in the day and I was on some shit? Hell no. Hell no. That shit had me hot.